What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Matthew Wilson, your future favorite sportscaster, and we're here with another edition of Jets Roundtable, and we're here to recap the Jets and Buffalo Bills Week 2 game. But first, make sure you like, make sure you comment, because this is the Roundtable. I'll make sure to get to your comments at the end of this video, as well as subscribe for more content. Make sure you tune in also on Thursday at 3 p.m. for full analysis of this game and a prediction of next week from Richie, Matt, and Jake. But we're not here for full analytics right now. We're here to be fans, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to be fans. And as a fan, this game against the Buffalo Bills that resulted in a 30-10 blowout loss was abysmal, man. Was abysmal. Let's go ahead and keep it real, all right? Let's go ahead and keep it real. Because I know we're just getting acquainted with each other, right? One big thing about me is accountability. So I'm going to sincerely apologize to the viewers of the New York Jets Roundtable for predicting the Jets to go 11-6. That's right, I said it. I take full accountability for it. And you know why I predicted them to go 11-6? I predicted them to go 11-6 because it's finally time for the Jets to rise up above all the crap that we've gone through for the past 15 years. I don't need to get into the past. As Jets fans, we know the past. We're already having nightmares about the game that we saw today, having PTSD flashbacks. But I chose the Jets to go 11-6 because of the things that we've heard coming out of training camp, even though they said we need time to rebuild. I don't want to hear anything about time. It's been 15 years since we made the playoffs. There were great reports about how Justin Fields looked throwing the football and running the football coming out of training camp. There were reports about how Aaron Glenn was going to get this defense to rally around him, hold them accountable, less penalties, less shooting ourselves in the foot. So that's why I predicted the Jets to go 11-6. And if you see this and you're laughing at me, I get it. I deserve every joke that you have. You want to look at the reasons of why I went 11-6, go back and watch the video. I have some good points in there. I predicted the Jets to win this game. I figured that after a week 1 loss to the Steelers, even though I predicted them to lose week 1, I figured they learned from their mistakes. The defense will bounce back, not many penalties. The offense will continue to look as great as they did last week with Justin Fields reading the field well, utilizing his legs when needed. Not as a first option, but when needed. I was wrong about that for week 2. Right in week 1, totally dead wrong in week 2. This Jets team is awful. It's awful. Now, after the first half, had a little analysis that, hey, the Jets defense on penalties, that's the thing that's holding us back. But then I started to see, after defensive holding, after defensive holding, after defensive holding, that, in fact, it's not discipline issues. We may just be trash on the defensive end. That just might be what we are. Time to keep it real here. Time to keep it real. Let's bring up some stats here. The Jets gave up 403 total yards of offense today. And it wasn't even Josh Allen that killed us. It was only 179 passing yards. I do believe Mitch Trubisky has at least 20 of those on the third down. While Josh Allen was out looking at a broken nose or something like that, attending to that for a few plays, the Jets couldn't even stop them then while Josh Allen was out. 224 rushing yards. That's a direct contrast to what happened last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, I do believe we only gave up like 56 yards on the ground or something like that. We gave up 5 times that this game, guys. 5 times that. Average of 5.7 yards per play. Now, if I look down a little bit, I see the penalties here. The penalties, 5 penalties for 35 yards. Let's explain this real quick. Even though it's not 100 yards of penalty yardage given up, those 5 penalties were all on crucial third down, guys. That could have kept that score a lot lower. So the message that Aaron Glenn had last week about accountability that I'm actually about to pull up for you. Yeah, let's hear real quick, let's hear what Aaron Glenn had to say about penalties last week and how we were going to correct that. So, and then we'll go from there. Because I got a couple of videos. We got Aaron Glenn from last week, His post-game comments, and then we're going to hear his post-game comments from this week. Let's go ahead and play the video.
Game, but I'm not into moral victories. This was a game that, man, it was back and forth, a lot of fighting. I thought offensively we did not a lot of good things offensively that we can build on. The one thing to me that had to turn this game is, man, we can't have turnovers. We can't do it. We have to be a more disciplined team, right? There were some penalties that happened in that game that was true discipline issues. And, again, that's something that will be addressed because you will not be on the field with this team if you're going to cause us to lose games. You're going to cause issues like that. So we will get that addressed, and we got to continue to work. The one thing I told our guys, listen, we got Buffalo coming here next week. Damn good team. We all know that. The only thing we can do is get back to work next week. And, again, the things that I saw that was positive, man, we're going to build on those things. And I love what I saw on a lot of different areas. But there are some things we definitely got to fix, and we will get those things fixed.
Well, needless to say, those things for last week did not get fixed in this game. And if anything, they got worse. The secondary was worse. Sauce tried to do what he could. I saw him get burned a couple times, had a couple pass breakups. He wasn't great. The defensive line got to Josh Allen a couple times. Still allowed him to have like a 40 yards on the ground. Didn't contain him very well. He didn't have a lot of passing yards because most of the yardage downfield came from stupid penalties from the defense. So Josh Allen didn't need to have a Superman performance to beat the Jets. The Jets beat themselves. And this is what we're used to as Jets fans. They beat themselves. Defensive line was all right. There was a roughing the passer on Clemens in the first quarter that resulted in a touchdown. Like, when is this defense going to get their head in the game? And excuse me if I sound a little flustered. I'm trying not to curse up here. I'm trying not to. But this defense is awful. And the thing that bothers me the most is that most of the pieces we have on this defense were here last year. You went through the same thing last year. I get there's a new head coach. There's a new system in place. But isn't this defense tired of getting their head beat in and week out? And I get it. This offense was inept this game. Justin Fields was terrible today. 3 for 11, 27 yards passing. His best stat was rushing the ball, 5 carries for 49 yards, no touchdowns either way. Tyrod Taylor came in at the end of the fourth quarter, even though it was garbage time by that point. Went 7 for 11, 56 yards and a touchdown. No real Ohio State connection today. Garrett Wilson, ineffective today. Breece Hall, 10 carries for 29 yards, ineffective today. Braylon Allen, we expected a breakout game from Braylon Allen. Didn't have a great game last game. 2 carries for 11 yards. And the running game got shut down by a defense that just gave up 200-plus yards to the Baltimore Ravens last week. And what do the Jets do the most? What are we supposed to do the best? Run the ball. And we couldn't do that. So usually as a Jets fan, which has been an excuse for the past couple of years, is that the defense is faltering because the offense is inept. But last week that wasn't the case. And this week I can't make that proclamation because it was the defense that was falling on his face first in the first half, which caused the Jets to be down 20-3. And I understand my optimism with picking them to go 11-6. I understand the optimism around Justin Fields that he could be a better passer than what people are giving him credit for. But at the same time, I am logical to know that if the Jets are down 20-3, this isn't going to be a team that you can constantly expect them to play behind and win you football games. If the score is 20-3 by halftime, this team is going to get the doors blown off of them. Justin Fields isn't that quarterback yet. And it would be nice if the defense could actually give Justin Fields a fighting chance by not playing undisciplined football. It would be nice. The key identity of this team is smash mouth, great defense, and running the football. We couldn't do either in this game, and that's why we lost 30-10. There's your analytics for you. I'm sure Richie and Matt and Jake, they'll do a better job at breaking it down, but I'm a fan today, and I'm disgusted at what I saw from the Jets today. Just got to keep it real with you. Just got to keep it real. There's nothing positive to even tell you about in this game. It was all bad. It was all bad. I'm sitting there taking notes by the third quarter. I just put my pen down. I had enough. There's nothing else to tell you. Other than the Jets are awful. I'm sorry. Maybe this team isn't as talented as we thought. Maybe it's not. Maybe this defense is completely overhyped. Maybe people are right about Justin Fields. I still hold off on that. But what we saw today is not going to get the job done. It's not. It's not. Let's get back to Aaron Glenn, man. His comments on what he saw from this Week 2 blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills in their first divisional game.
Disappointing, like very disappointing. All three phases, to be honest with you. And I just told the players, first off, I got to take a look at myself. I want to take a look at every player, and I want to take a look at every coach. Right? There's no stone that won't go unturned, right, without figuring out the issue. But I do know this, and I told these guys this. I've been here before with two teams, in New Orleans and Detroit. The one thing that we're not going to do is we're not going to waver with not one bit. Not one bit. The brand that we say that we're going to play, right, we're going to play that type of game, right, and our guys will get better. The only thing we have to do is get ready to go back to work, all right, on Wednesday, and we'll go from there.
I love Aaron Glenn, but as a Jets fan who hasn't been to the playoffs in 15 years, we're getting kind of tired of hearing the same message after losses like this. But if you're the guy, what can you say? What can you say after a performance like that? We're going to get better. This loss is unacceptable. You have to get better. You can't be much worse than what the Jets were on this Sunday early afternoon. Can't get much worse. Can't get much worse, man. So disappointing. It was so disappointing to watch the Jets today. So disappointing. And speaking of the defense, Sauce Gardner on how he feels about how the defense played in the Jets 30-10 blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills. Let's run it.
Disappointing. Very disappointing, man. We got to be better on the line. Stupid penalties, missed tackles, everything. You know, we don't need to be allowing the stuff that we're allowing. I think they rushed for a decent amount of yards. And, last week we defended the line pretty well, so we just got to be able to be consistent. And when it comes to the good things that we do, just being consistent on those and the bad things, you know, fixing that up. That's what good teams do. You know. So.
That's Sauce Gardner on the defense, needing to do the good things consistently and fix the bad things. Terrible day as a Jets fan. Especially after the high that we were on. I get we don't believe in moral victories here. But that offense was humming last week. There were yes, the Jets defense got cooked by Aaron Rodgers last week, but there were still signs, things that we saw to give us positive thoughts about what the Jets could be, flashes of who they could be. 2 sacks from Will McDonald, a sack from Quinnen Williams. We actually got a report about Quinnen Williams after this. We're going to head and wrap this up because I would like to have a good Sunday, and let's get rid of the negativity. Let's have a little bit of fun. But we saw flashes of what this defense could be last week. We got another flash of who the defense really might be this week. And it's not a good sign for the Jets. It's not a good sign at all. Injury report we got, apparently Justin Fields left the field late in the fourth quarter. Not late, about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Left the field, went into 10. Suppose it might have a concussion, so we might not even have Justin Fields next week either. Might have Tyrod Taylor under center for next week. And judging by what we saw from Justin Fields this game and how Tyrod Taylor played when Justin Fields went out, the tail end of the fourth quarter, maybe Tyrod Taylor is the guy that we need just for a week. Just to see if it is Justin Fields being the problem offensively. I don't think it was. I'm not. Let's not say that I'm blaming Justin Fields for anything. That's not the case here. I'm not. I'm not putting this game on Justin Fields. If you put this game on Justin Fields, it's lower hanging fruit, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's low hanging fruit to put this game on Justin Fields. Did he look great out there? No, he did not. No, he did not. But the story of this game to me is that defense. That defense can't stop a nosebleed. We got gas for 200-plus yards on a run today. And that secondary needs to figure it out because they are getting cooked. It's not roughing the passer penalties or unsportsmanlike conduct. It's defensive holding on 3rd and 10. They can't hold anybody. So they have to hold. That's what's going on in that secondary. Sauce and Michael Carter probably the only bright spots that we had today. I think Tony Adams is out. He was ruled out. Jermaine Johnson, he had an ankle injury during the game. He was ruled out. We'll see if he's available next week. This week was a nightmare as a Jets fan. It was a nightmare. It's the last thing I expected to see from the New York Jets today. The last thing. But on a positive note, I guess actually this maybe not be positive. Maybe this is up for debate. I'm going to bring this to you. Apparently, guys, the Cowboys offered Micah Parsons to the Jets, says Jerry Jones in a radio interview. Said he reached out to the Jets saying, hey, we got Micah. Do you want him? The Jets said, well, Jerry, what are you asking for him? Jerry says, you know that star defensive tackle you got there? That dominant force on the defensive line, even though he didn't look dominant today. That dominant force that we have on a defensive line, Quentin Williams, yeah, let's get him. The Jets said, you know what? Now that we think about it, we don't think we have the resources to even have this conversation with you, Jerry. Thank you, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. For the Jets, having instilled confidence in Quentin Williams by telling the Cowboys, no, we won't give you Quentin Williams for Micah Parsons. Even though Micah Parsons got traded to the Green Bay Packers and has apparently elevated the Green Bay Packers to Super Bowl contenders. So I ask you guys, what would you do? If you're the Jets and the Cowboys call you and they say, hey, we have Micah Parsons. All we want is Quentin Williams and maybe a draft pick. I'm pretty sure they would ask for a draft pick as well. Would you pull the trigger? Well, be honest with you, man. Before this game, I would have said no. I'm taking Quentin Williams. I would have said no. And at this time, when I'm thinking about it, I'd probably still say no because I don't think the defensive line is the issue here when it comes to this Jets defense. I don't. It's this secondary. The secondary is abysmal. So even if we had Micah Parsons and we did make the trade, and maybe this is something that we should salute the Jets for, especially if we're the ones over-evaluating their personnel and the Jets know exactly who they are at one Jets drive. Maybe the best thing was to say no to Micah Parsons, knowing that Micah Parsons on the Jets with this defense wouldn't have made much of a difference. Could be that. But who knows, man? I just found the report interesting. Wanted to bring it to my family. You know, this is a therapy session for me today. It's not always going to be like this. Not always going to be like this. But today, man, was just god-awful as a Jets fan. And I'm sure I'm sure there's a lot of Jets fans who feel the same way that I do. Sorry, man, I couldn't even break down things analytically for you this week. There was nothing to break down. The Jets were just trash. They were trash this week. I guess the positive thing that I heard Richie say that I will adapt, let it calm down my chi a little bit, that it's a long season. It's only week 2. This could be a sign that this is the first sign of that real adversity for the Jets. I wouldn't call week 1 adversity. They said it's not a moral victory. Whatever. There's a lot of confidence around the Jets following their week 1 loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe this is the first test of adversity. Maybe this is a chance, well, like Aaron Glenn said, for everybody to look in the mirror and be honest about who the Jets really are. And the tape never lies. And what they put on tape today says the Jets are a 5-win football team if they constantly play like this. It is what it is. So maybe the positive in all of this is that it's going to be a long season. It's going to take the Jets a little while to figure things out. They did play an MVP candidate in Josh Allen with a highly motivated Buffalo Bills team looking at the rest of the AFC East and looking at it like it's a joke. It doesn't want to lose to them. Maybe it's that. Only time will tell. Only time will tell, man. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Go enjoy your Sunday. Go touch grass. Go kiss your kids. Go have a beer. Go out to eat. Do something nice for yourself. Watch church. Get a motivational video. Play the video game. Do something to get this stink of a Jets game out of your head. I'm going to try to do my best to do the same. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with me, grieving. And I appreciate that. Y'all have a nice day. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.